Blessed morning sa inyong lahat. I'm Arman Serrano. Today, we will have a walkthrough with weekly home learning plan and individual learning monitoring plan. If you are new to this channel, subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified with the latest videos and presentation. And use this comment section and leave your email if you want a copy of the template and other free resources. So what is the basis of weekly home learning plan and individual learning plan? So we have this memorandum, DMCI 2020-00162. So yan po yung basis ng ating weekly home learning plan and individual learning monitoring plan. So in accordance with the directive of the Office of the President that no face-to-face classes shall be held until the vaccine for COVID-19 becomes available, the distance learning delivery modalities or DLDM shall be implemented this school year 2020-2021. So pending issuance of the DepEd order on the policy guidelines on the implementation of learning delivery modalities for the formal education. So the curriculum and instruction strand at the DepEd Central Office provides the following suggested strategies in implementing and managing DLTM. So tingnan natin yung Appendix D about weekly home learning plan and individual learning monitoring plan. So in this video tutorial, I will explain and show you my work for modular and online weekly home learning plan. So Appendix D, weekly home learning plan and individual monitoring plan. So we have DepEd Order 42, Series of 2016, Policy Guidelines on Daily Lesson Preparation for K-12 Basic Education Program, provides the legal basis of lesson plan preparation for the basic education. So, hindi na po tayo gagawa ng DLL and DLP. So, we are going to make a weekly home learning plan, but it contains some essential parts of the DLP or DLL. So, the same order explains how the lesson plan should answer the following questions. What should be taught? How should it be taught? And how should learning be assessed? So given the new context, learning and unique procedures in every modality, the weekly home learning plan shall be developed following these procedures. So we need the most essential learning competencies in different subject areas, gather the self-learning modules and other learning materials needed for the self-paced learning mode, distance learning and blended learning modalities. So depende, what are you going to use? So your school is going to adopt blended learning modality, distance learning modality, or the self-paced learning mode. So you need some information for this one in order for you to create or make a weekly home learning plan. So using the self-learning modules as reference, accomplish the weekly learning plan by taking into consideration the learning competencies, the MELCs, key concepts, essential understandings, and the learning tasks, formative assessments needed to track learners' progress in relation to the attainment of content standards. Subject area teachers must collaborate to come up with a set of weekly home learning plans. So, kailangan pong mag-collaborate yung mga subject teachers ng advice ninyo. Then the advisor will do the weekly home learning plan for the whole class. Pero as a subject teacher, kailangan po nyo gumawa ng sarili or individual na weekly home learning plan for your subject. So the advisor will collect and collate everything. So when preparing the weekly home learning plan, teachers should be guided with a long-term vision of what they want their learners to master and achieve in terms of content and competencies at the end of the school year. Hence, they may start with an end in mind using a backward design. Teachers are advised to adopt strategies that respect the unique context and diversity of learners in terms of their readiness, learning interest, and learning profile. So, differentiated instruction may be manifested by giving respectful activities, interesting, engaging, challenging, through on-level tasks, above-level tasks, and below-level tasks to various groups of learners. So, this allows routes of access of varying levels so that every learner is appropriately challenged and comes away with pivotal skills and understanding. So in plotting the learning task, teachers should strike a balance between academic rigor and socio-emotional aspect of learning. Since the completion of learning tasks are done primarily at home, learners should be given the opportunity and flexibility to manage their own learning without sacrificing time-bound attainment of learning competencies. So ano ba ang mga parts ng weekly home learning plan? So we have the learning area. So ito yung subjects prescribed to be taken by learners in a particular grade level or key stage. So the learning tasks are formative learning opportunities created for learners to enhance their understanding of the content. So we have the learning competencies. So what is our basis? We have the Department Order number 8 series of 2015. Policy Guidelines on Classroom Assessment for the K-12 Basic Education Program. Then mode of delivery. So this refers to the method of submission of learning outputs to include written work products and performances prepared by the learner parent based on their context situation. So the weekly home learning plan shall be communicated through the parents for their reference and guidance. So prior to the opening of the class, dapat tapos na po kayong gumawa ng weekly home learning plan. So the weekly home learning plan shall be prepared by teachers implementing distance and blended learning, while the DLP or DLL, which is prescribed in Department Order 42 Series 2016, otherwise known as the Policy Guidelines on Daily Lesson Preparation for the K-12 Basic Education Program, shall be prepared by teachers implementing F2F learning or face-to-face learning. So the individual learning monitoring plan, on the other hand, is a more specific tool which shall be used by teachers and learning facilitators for learners who lag behind, as shown by the results of their formative and summative assessments. So individually, gagawin po natin ito sa ating mga learners who are lag behind. So for learners who are given intervention activities, their weekly home learning plan shall be adjusted to suit their comprehension level. Kaya nga gagawa po tayo ng individual learning monitoring plan. So naka-state dyan yung mga interventions na pwede nyong gawin. So it serves as feedback data for learners who are provided with intervention activities. Provide a mechanism of support to learners who are lagging behind as manifested by the results of their formative and summative assessments. So individual learning monitoring plan shall consist of the following: learners' needs, intervention strategies, monitoring date, learner's status, insignificant progress, significant progress, and mastery of the learner. It should be noted that the individual learning monitoring plan is used only for learners who are not showing progress in meeting the required learning competencies. So yan po yung gamit ng individual learning monitoring plan. So this is an example of weekly home learning plan na makikita with this memorandum. So we have the weekly home learning plan, grade 7, week 1, quarter 1. So since mag-start po tayo ng October 5, so that will be October 5 to October 8. Then your individual learning monitoring plan will be dated October 8. So we have the day and time, learning area, learning competency, learning task, and mode of delivery. So 8 to 9, wake up, make up your bed, eat breakfast, and get ready for an awesome day. Then have a short exercise, meditation, bonding with family. So this will be their guide every day. So Monday, for example, 9:30 to 11:30 with their mathematics subject. So nandito na yung learning competency. Then these are their learning tasks. So napaka-importanteng hawak mo mismo yung kanilang module or whatsoever resources you have for your learners. Then mode of delivery. So send outputs to Google Classroom account provided by the teacher or any other platform recommended by the school. So yan po yung nakaprograma sa mathematics. Then lunch break, then another subject, Filipino. So sa weekly home learning plan, so 2 hours, yung iba naman 80 minutes. So it depends. How will you program this one? Then Tuesday, you have science. Edukasyon sa pagpapakatao. Then Wednesday, English. TLE. Then Thursday, Araling Panlipunan. Music in the afternoon. Arts. Physical education. Health. Then Friday, you have your self-assessment task, portfolio preparation. So, example, their reflective journal. Then other learning area tasks for inclusive education. So 1 to 3, self-assessment task ulit. Then family time onwards. So that is the content of the weekly home learning plan. So here's Appendix F for the individual learning monitoring plan. So learner's name, so that is individual, so 1 student per template, so the grade level. So learning area, learner's needs, intervention strategies provided, monitoring date, then learner status. So insignificant progress, significant progress, and mastery. So let's have a walkthrough with my sample weekly home learning plan. So this is for modular distance learning. So we have week 1, quarter 1 from October 5 to October 9. So we have the date, learning area, learning competency, learning task, then mode of delivery. So since I'm teaching chemistry 1, so 8:20 to 9:10, use properties of matter to identify substances and to separate them. So this is the learning competency. So this portion will be the learning task based on the module and modalities. So this will be the mode of delivery. So this is for the modular. So use properties of matter to identify substances and to separate them. So it is specified in their module the task that they are going to do. So simple lang po yung sa modular compared to the online distance learning. So for the online distance learning, so same competency, but on a different task. So since this is online, so we have synchronous online class via Google Meet. Then accomplishment of digital modules. Yung kanina, printed modules. This one is digital modules. So you are not going to provide a printed modules with your online learners compared to those at the modular learners printed modules. So the school will provide that one. So you as a teacher, you're not going to print it by yourself. And you are not going to deliver also the modules because there is a provision in retrieving and returning the modules in the school. So that will be the learning competency, task, then the mode of delivery. Then for the individual learning monitoring plan template. For example, you have a certain learner who's having problem with your subject or a particular subject. So you are going to prepare this ILMP for him. So for example, my subject, General Chemistry 1, learner's needs, he needs remediation. So what will be your intervention? So video presentation explaining the topic which need to explain further. So this is for your online. Then monitoring date, October 8, 2020. Insignificant progress, 10%. Significant progress, 90%. So the mastery is 90%. So you are going to play with this progress report based on the situation of the learner. So I hope you learned something today, and if you have a question, just leave it in a comment section. So see you in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So goodbye.